Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to see what is variables. Variables we have studied in C, C++. So I need not to tell you much about that. So variable is the basic unit of storage in Java program. Basic unit, that's it. A variable is defined by the combination of an identifier, a type, and optional initializer. So if you look at this statement, we have a type, we have identifier, and what is inside the bracket, this is optional, it's not mandatory. So but when you declare a variable, see that you give what is the type of variable, and variable, as I told, it's a basic unit of storage in Java program, so you have to give the name for that. So identifier, as you know, which is a name given for your memory location, and you have studied certain rules what should be the name you can give for this. So you have to give type can be any no 8 type which you studied in primitive data types. Give the name, and if you want to initialize values to this, you can do it. Otherwise you can leave this as it is and put the semicolon for this. So I repeat, identifier is the name of variable. You can initialize the variable by specifying an equal sign and a value for this. So next is about scope and lifetime. Uh, as I told, no, when you create a new block is normally within the brace. What you do is you're going to create a scope. Something like now, if you take my case, my scope is within the class where I'm defined. My scope is within first semester A and B section within the class, because within the class I'm defined. If I go outside the class, I have no scope. Same way, each variable has got scope. Scope is nothing but where it has defined. So within that braces which is having some scope. So let us see a small program using this. If you look at this program, we have a class called scope. Class name itself is scope, and this is a main method. Your main method starts here and which ends here. Look at this, and your class which starts here and ends here. So inside this, we have taken a variable called x. So what happened is which is known to all code within the main, because you look at this. So when you see a variable, you have to see that where you start, within which brace it is there. So this belongs to the brace, or which belongs to the main method. So where main starts here and which ends here. So within these two braces which is having a scope. So that's why it has told like no, which is known to all code within the main. And we have taken x is equal to 10. After this, if x is equal to 10, look at this. After this, again we have a brace. Inside this brace, we have taken y is equal to 20. Now what happened? We are going to create a new block of code. Inside this, we are going to define or declare another variable called y, and we have initialized y to 20. So you have to look at where this is defined. This is defined inside this bracket. Look at this bracket. So where this bracket ends here. So if you look at y's scope is within these two places. So that's why they have written here start a new scope. So which is known only to this block. So from this dot to this dot we can, or whichever the piece of code will understand, there is something called y. If you try to access this anywhere outside this braces, look at this, y is equal to 100. So which is going to create an error, because y is not known here. Nobody knows what is y, because y is belongs to some other brace. So this is nothing but the scope. Next is about arrays. Uh, Arrays, again, there is not much difference between arrays in your C and Java. So let us see what is the syntax for this. So you can give your type, then you can give your variable name and bracket. So which is going to, which is the general form of one dimensional array. But there is a small difference in arrays in Java, because when normally if I give a array name, think that I'm giving it as int, I'm going to replace a variable name as a in bracket if I give it as 10. So normally if it is in C, which is going to give, if it is 4 into everything, that every integer takes 2 bytes, I'll be getting 8 bytes for this. 8 bytes will be allocated for me for this. But please remember that if this is in Java, by doing this, your system will never allocate any memory for this. So please make it very clear. Just by declaring, the Java will not allocate any space for this. So look at this. So this we convert into your Java code. We replace type with int. Your variable name is month days in the bracket. Nothing. We are not giving any this. And to allocate space for this, look at this. This is actual way of doing it. You have to give your variable name, which is equal to new type, and you have to give the size. So guys, please remember. So by doing this, what you are going to do is you are going to allocate space for your variable. So this is converted into your Java code. So a variable array variable is month days, new, int, and 12. So as I told, integer takes 4 bytes. So now 4 into 12, 48 bytes will be allocated for you. Unless until you make use of the operator called new or the keyword called new, your array will not be getting any space, or no space will be reserved for you. So please remember this. This is the only difference between an array in C and array in your Java. Rest everything is same as your C. So this is a small program using this, and I hope you can do this. There's not much difference in C and C++. This is only difference. Look at this statement. You have taken in month days, then I have taken month days is equal to new int 12. Look at this new is going to allocate space for you. Same way you can have multi-dimensional arrays. Everything is same as your C program. Here also you have to make use of the word called new. This is new, which is going to allocate space for you. So first one is your number of rows, and second one is number of columns. So this is a small example for next. Look at another way of doing it. So I have taken an array called 2D and new int. We are given only number of rows. So columns you have not mentioned the first line. Look at the second line. In the first row, I need 5 columns. Second row again 5. Third row I need 5, and fourth row I need 5. This is another way of doing it. This also will work. In that you need different rows in every, sorry, different columns in every row. You can do it. Look at this example. So which says 4 indicates number of rows for your array, and if you take the first row, you need one column. Second, this you need 2. Third, you need 3, and fourth, you need 4 rows. There is a alternative way of declaring this. So if you want, you can give like this also. So first you can give the variable, sorry, the type, then the variable name, then bracket new in 3. So you can give a type, your square bracket, variable name. So this is a normal way we do it, and this is another way of doing it. Alternative way of doing it. So whichever the way you do, it doesn't matter. But see that syntax you properly follow it.